Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Stokes Sounds Off. I'm your host, James Stokes, and I am back 2 days before Christmas to share a birthday tribute to Elder Gerrit W. Gong, who is marking his 72nd birthday today. His is the last apostolic birthday to occur this year. The first apostle to observe his birthday in 2026 will be President D. Todd Christofferson, marking his 81st birthday on January 24th. Let's now turn our attention to today's tribute to Elder Gong. Gerrit Walter Gong was born in Redwood City, California on this day in 1953 to Walter and Jean Char Gong. While he was given his father's name for his middle name, his first name was given in honor of and out of respect to Gerrit de Jong, whose family hosted his mother while she studied at BYU Provo. After graduating from high school in Palo Alto, California, young Gerrit served as a missionary for the church in Taiwan. He earned a bachelor's degree at BYU, then continued his education at Oxford University, where, as a Rhodes Scholar, he earned a master's degree and a doctor's degree in philosophy. He first met Susan Lindsay, the woman he would later marry, while giving presentations at the MTC focused on the culture of Taiwan to groups of missionaries assigned to serve in that mission. Sister Lindsay at that time was preparing to serve her mission in Taiwan. At some point following her return from missionary service, while he was on summer break from Oxford, the two began dating. After Gerrit returned to Oxford, he and Susan, a BYU student, continued their courtship long distance. The couple was married in the Salt Lake Temple on January 2nd, 1980, and raised 4 sons. They spent most of their married lives in Virginia and Maryland. Brother Gong became a special assistant to the U.S. Secretary of State in 1985. He subsequently became a professor at Johns Hopkins University and Georgetown University. He continued his career as a special assistant in the U.S. State Department and as a special assistant to the U.S. Embassy in China. In 1989, he served as China Chair and Asia Director of the Center for Strategic and International Studies. He was also invited to participate in multiple education summits, in addition to serving on the United States Department of Education's National Advisory Committee on Institutional Quality and Integrity. Toward the end of his professional career, he served as an assistant to the president of BYU for planning and assessment. As impressive as his career may have been, the far more significant things he accomplished were in the course of church service over several decades, during which time he was a bishop, stake president, and an Area 70. During his latter assignment, he accompanied the presiding authority to my parents' stake conference. As he spoke, I was impressed by his warmth, knowledge of the scriptures, and ability to teach from them. While I may not remember any specifics of what he said, the power of the Spirit which I felt when he was speaking was unmistakable. After that conference, I had the opportunity to greet and chat with him informally. What I had seen at the pulpit while he spoke was even more apparent in his interactions with me and other members of my parents' stake. This is a man who feels and teaches by the Spirit. During the April 2010 General Conference, Elder Gong was among those called to serve as General Authority 70s. He filled various assignments at church headquarters for the first year or so following his call. From August 2011 to August 2013, he served in the Asia Area Presidency as a counselor. In 2013, he was called as president of that same area. As a result of Elder Ronald A. Rasband's call to the Quorum of the 12 Apostles during the October 2015 General Conference, Elder Gong was subsequently called to the presidency of the 70 on October 6, 2015. He transitioned out of his role as Asia Area President and into that new assignment effective January 4th, 2016. During his 2 years of active service in the presidency of the 70, he had responsibility for overseeing the work of the church in the North American Northeast area. He also served on the Church Board of Education and Boards of Trustees, and as a member of the Executive Committee of the boards. Following the October 2017 and January 2018 deaths of Elder Robert D. Hales and Church President Thomas S. Monson, new Church President Russell M. Nelson called both Elder Gong and Elder Ulysses Suarez to serve as members of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles. The two made history as the first Asian American and Latin American apostles of the church. They were sustained as such on March 31st, 2018, and both were ordained to the apostleship the following Thursday, April 5th, 2018. Consistent with the general practice of the church, and for the first time since the October 2015 appointment of Elders Ronald A. Rasband, Gary E. Stevenson, and Dale G. Renlund, with the two apostles called, sustained, and ordained on the same day, Elder Gong, who is older, became the senior apostle to Elder Suarez. In June 2018, Elders Gong and Suarez met with media representatives for the first time as new apostles, at which time Elder Gong reported that he had been asked to chair the Scriptures Committee. His additional assignments included serving on the Priesthood and Family Executive Council, the Leadership and Training Committee, and the Outreach Committee. He also had apostolic oversight for the Asia and Asia North areas. He is now serving on the Priesthood and Family Executive Council and the Church Board of Education. Elder Gong has given a total of 16 addresses in General Conference thus far, which includes one as a General Authority 70, one other as a member of the Presidency of the 70, and the remaining 14 since the beginning of his service in the Quorum of the 12 Apostles. Due to his potential exposure to COVID-19, for which he tested positive a few days later, he had pre-recorded his remarks in the days leading up to the October 2020 General Conference. Having successfully completed his quarantine, he was able to preside at the groundbreaking for the Taylorsville, Utah temple later that month. And after a year-long delay, Elder Gong presided at the dedication of the Winnipeg, Manitoba temple in October 2021. As an apostle of Asian descent, he was sent in June 2022 to rededicate the Hong Kong China temple. I am grateful to have been able to honor Elder Gong on this, his 72nd birthday today. Because of my previously referenced personal interaction with him, I can testify that the Lord has prepared him for his present assignment, and I wholeheartedly sustain him and the other 14 apostles. I invite you all to stay tuned here for my coverage of the latest updates from the Church News, the Newsroom, and the Church of Jesus Christ Temple sites. I'll be sure to pass word of those developments along to you all as soon as time and my circumstances allow me to do so. In the meantime, that does it for now. All comments are, as always, welcome and appreciated on any video or short at any time, as long as all such feedback is made in accordance with the established guidelines. I hope any of you who would like to share anything will take your opportunity to sound off in the comments section below. If you liked what you watched here and would like to stay informed of newly added videos and shorts, please consider subscribing to this channel for the applicable updates. Thank you for the privilege of your time. Until next time, I wish you all the best and pray that the Lord will bless you all in everything you do.